Can you suggest a concrete step-by-step method for how to give myself compassion when I'm feeling shameful and not enough? So for example, when I compare myself to other people, I know that self-compassion is supposed to be the answer, but maybe I'm not doing it right. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do when I'm stuck in a place of self-judgment, and what did you say, sort of feeling shy, insecure, maybe comparing myself to other people. The first thing that I do is I make a list of all of the judgments that are alive in me. Okay, I start writing them on paper so that they're not living in my head and they are in black and white on a piece of paper, or, brown and white or whatever color pen I'm using, right? Okay. I take every judgment and there's a few things that I do. One, I acknowledge that the judgments that I'm carrying about myself are not actually my voice. They are voices that I internalized. These are things that other people said to me when I was little, and I believed them, and I took them in. I took in other people's judgments of me, and now they live in me and I'm recycling them. So I make a list of the judgments. Number two, I disidentify from the judgment. Okay? Don't believe what you think. You are not your thoughts. And just because you have a thought doesn't mean that you believe that thought. And there are many, many thoughts that are going to come into your mind that you did not put there. Okay? But that you have inherited. You've inherited from your culture, from your family, from your teachers, from the media. They're like little language viruses that are floating around in your brain. So you're going to get them on paper and you're going to make a list of all of these judgments, all of these criticisms. So for example, the problem with me is that I'm socially awkward and insecure and feel a lot of self-doubt. And then what happens is I don't really speak my truth and I'm nervous around other people. And then I make the mistake of thinking that this is who I am. And then I make the mistake of thinking, what is wrong with me? And then the more that I'm stuck in, there must be something fundamentally wrong with me and wrong with who I am, the worse I'm going to feel, right? I'm sure some of you at least can relate to this. Just nod if you feel like you know this process of which we are speaking. You may have different judgments, okay? So I'm going to list what it is that I think is wrong with me. I'm too shy. I have no, let's go with shy, and let's go with, what was another one? I don't have good social skills, okay? And then underneath each of those, first of all, disidentify means I'm not going to attach it to my identity. And somebody else asked about identity today, so I'm going to want to come back to that. I'll find out who that was. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take every judgment one by one, and I'm going to get really, really connected to my present moment experience. So I'm going to try and get into the present. So when I notice myself saying, I don't have good social skills, what am I feeling? And sometimes I'm going to get really aware of the sensations in my body, like there's some like nauseated feeling in my stomach, and there's like tingling in my arms, and there's like a jitteriness in me. And then so I'm going to connect with the sensations and get present to my embodied state when I'm having this thought. And then I'm going to put my attention, sensations, and then my feelings. So what might I call that feeling? Maybe it's a little bit of anxiety, or maybe it's a bit of insecurity, or maybe it's a little bit of tentativeness. I'm going to try and get some emotional language. And then I'm going to ask myself, what matters to me about this? What am I needing? What is the thing I'm reaching for? What am I longing for? What does this tell me about my intrinsic longing? Well, I have a longing for some confidence and some clarity and some ease. And I have a longing to have really, social skills that I can rely on and trust. And if I had those, I would have more connection or more intimacy or more understanding. What are the needs that are really up for me? What am I reaching for? What is the good reason why all of these thoughts are getting activated? And I'm going to detox the whole what is wrong train, because that's domination programming. And what I'm going to get really grounded in are the longings, the beautiful universal human needs and longings that I am trying to bring more of into my life. So, if I'm seeing myself as shy and not having great social skills, what I'm really longing for is, I don't know, maybe gentle and safe engagement with other people, maybe more trust in my social relationships, maybe more ease and harmony and gentleness and kindness. Like what are the things that I would need and that I'm longing for more of? And then I'm going to remind myself of my essential goodness, which is that I have a deep longing for connectedness and being in community with other people. And isn't that beautiful? And I'm going to settle into my goodness. And then I might ask myself, what is one next step that I could take that moves me a little bit closer to asking for what I actually want? Okay. So where we're going to get stuck is when we believe the lie that there is something bad and wrong about us. And when we think that who we are in this moment is a report card on our goodness. So what we want to adopt is a growth mindset, right? Carol Dweck talks a lot about growth mindset. You are a work in progress, as am I. And in this moment, I'm having an experience. And that experience gives me data about my growth, about my potential, about my limits, about what I have and haven't yet embodied. And when I connect with my deep longings, for example, for safety and community, I'm just going to shortcut it into that. And I really take myself seriously. That's something that I get to have, safety and community. That's something I'm wanting to create for myself and others. Now I can direct all of my life energy, my perceptions, my thoughts, my attention, my desires around what proactive, solution-oriented steps can I take to move me in the direction of what I'm actually wanting.